Welcome to the second one-on-one session with Cludd. I am Tori, the dungeon mom, and I'm going to have Cludd introduce themselves, the person who's playing Cludd, and explain a little bit about Cludd's experiences in the university and in life in the month that has followed in the timeline of our campaign compared to the first mini session. So I'll take it away.
Hello, my name is Sol, your average Scotsman. I play the character Cludd, who is a Warforged Artificer. They go by any pronouns and are working in the research department with Professor Eyja. Um, in sort of the month that Cludd's been roaming around, um, Cludd's been on many adventures, of that being sucked into the Nutcracker book, essentially, which was a wild time where she kind of got turned into a toy soldier. I fought a dragon, you know, all that cool stuff. Um, After wonderfully being nurtured by the professor and being given her own space, she's truly started to take that leap and just kind of mingling a bit more with everyone at the university.
We love that. I feel like Cludd's finally kind of like stepping a little bit more out of her shell, so it's very exciting to have them be like a part of the party now. Since the in timeline wise, game wise, since the first mini session, Cludd has become officially a part of the party in the campaign. Has reunited with the group through game board night at the Nest Cafe. They've gone to a nightclub together recently, and also the Botanical Gardens, in which Riki and Eyja has shared some very important information about their recent history. And since this prompted some other things to happen, Cludd has since sworn an oath to be a part of, or at least pledge secrecy about a sacred order of Vitalis, the Vita Lumina order. And we're going to go to that night, the 27th of Elent. It's a Monday. After Cludd met with the party and swore the oath, and Dr. Morpheus kind of clarified some information Riki and Eyja failed to mention. You all kind of hung out with the party afterwards, but as you made your way back to your accommodation, you feel something loose in your body. Reaching over to that spot where you removed the bolt for the oath, you feel something kind of sticking out.
Is it visible if Cludd goes to look at it? Kind of.
You see like a small corner of something. Something flat, rigid.
Cludd hugs it a little.
It comes free. And what you find is a microchip.
Is there any engravings on the microchip?
Give me a... Let's do perception check.
Oh, okay. Rolling. Asa, 19 plus 2.
All right. For a 21, very, very small on this microchip. you find the initials GB.
GB.
Yes.
Cludd would like to try and put it back, just kind of where it was, just in
Okay.
case.
Okay.
And would like to carry on their way with some thoughts of hopefully finding the professor to talk to.
All right. You know that the professor likes to stay out a little bit late, especially on weeknights. Trying to get ahead of any sort of experiment or work that they can do. So as you are kind of making your way back to your little lodging, you know that the research lab is on the same floor. Is that somewhere you would like to go by?
Yes.
All right. You head over and scan your way inside. You find Professor Eyja kind of hunched over a laptop, typing away. She does not even look up as you enter, deep in focused.
Almost. Can Cludd go to the back of the desk, or is it up against a wall?
I would say that this desk is probably against a wall, but you can come by like near the side of it.
Okay.
Um,
Flood kind of waddles over and kind of almost crouches down as like a cat, almost like a cat would, kind of staring at Professor Eyja. Eyja, sorry.
oh, goodness. Gave, gave me a fright. Ah,
Hello.
hello, Cludd.
How are you doing?
Just trying to finish this research paper. What brings you in so late?
I was wondering if I could. I know you value your work very much, but I was wondering if I could borrow you for something, maybe?
Oh, sure, of course.
Cludd will kind of
She kind of like
reach.
stands up.
Cludd will kind of reach into the little slot that the microchip was in and kind of hold it in the palm of both of her hands and kind of just hold it up to the professor.
This is an older model. I haven't seen one of these in a while.
It fell out of me.
Interesting. Do your normal functions seem fine? Anything out of place?
Cludd will kind of do the thumb to fingers thing a few times before just shaking their head and going, I don't think so. I feel pretty normal for me.
Okay, well that's good. At least this wasn't something that appeared to be plugged in. Is it something you want to look at?
If possible, it kind of just wasn't attached, almost like it'd fallen off or something in my time unconscious.
Well, you do have that port. I could adapt it to make this one fit. Just swap out
But
the piece.
Cludd will point to the slot in their head and just go, this one?
Any will do.
Okay, I think that would be beneficial. I'd like to know if there was any information on it that might help my regaining of memory.
Of course. All right, you sit down. I'll grab my kit. And she goes and grabs like a soldering iron, various different wiring and tools, and she starts going away, fiddling to make sure that this little port replaces the one inside your head, but also so that it still looks seamless. It's not like taking up extra space or anything either. It takes her a while to find the other end, the female end for the matching microchip, to put it inside. She has to go through several different drawers until she finds one that fits. But she gets it installed. It takes some time. All right. I think that'll do it.
Cludd kind of has done as instructed and just sat down and just kind of waiting, like kind of bobbing back and forth. I
Whenever you're
appreciate.
ready, go ahead. Sorry, dear. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Sorry, I just got stunlocked for some reason. Cludd just says, I appreciate the late night help, and we'll try and get it to work.
Oh, of course. No, I'm just coming off my energy drink high. All right, well, I'll give you some alone time. I'm going to get back to this research paper. Let me know if you need anything.
Of course. Thank you. Cludd will try and get it to work.
All right. As you insert the microchip, you are taken back to a similar video that you experienced about a month previously when you were reawakened. You see George's workshop. A little bit similar to when you last saw it. When you last saw him. And you see George as if it were yesterday, with his little camera setting things up.
Hello, Cludd. If you're watching this, then you found one of my microchips. I needed to keep some things in a safe place, in case it were ever needed, and you were the best hiding spot. There are some things people do not know, and they need to know. There was another reason for the convergence. Section didn't want anyone to know what was really going on. Some microchips have recordings of me. Some are memories you've had that have been removed at their request. Not everything is what it seems, and the world is much more dangerous than you think. You'll understand in time. Keep searching.
And it fades. And you are back in the research lab once more.
Cludd kind of blinks, looking around at their, once again, little spot in their chair. And just kind of winces a little. That just something that was said. For instance, much more dangerous than it knows. That's a scary thought to think about in the first place. But memories that were asked to be removed from Cludd? That just seems wrong. As Cludd kind of gently takes the adapter out of its head and holds it gently in one hand and gets up to go to the professor's side once more.
She is click-clacking away at the keypad, but this time as you approach, she turns, already knowing that you are here. Everything work okay?
It worked beautifully, thanks to your handymanship as per usual.
Oh, of course. Anything you need, just let me know.
Could you go over again what you guys know about my program?
It's kind of a mystery. We didn't really have a lot of information about your unit specifically. Some of the information we have are on Cyberized Legionary Units as a whole.
Yeah, with that, could you go through just a few things about that, please?
Sure. Cyberized Legionary Units are supposed to be an assistant of sorts. Each unit is programmed with a specific type of skill. This skill can vary in terms of combat, defense, machinery, and in one rare case, artificer-like qualities. Typically, CLUs are used in combat. They were helpful for protecting people, fighting a variety of different monsters and creatures, but also keeping the peace back when there was a lot of civil unrest. CLUs are typically programmed with... Everything okay?
Yeah, sorry, I was
Okay.
just sniffling.
CLUs are typically programmed with basic functionality, modern history, chain of command, so that they know which orders to obey and prioritize. Your case is a little different, since you have the power to choose. They did not.
I do feel like there's definitely a lot more to that puzzle. It's very interesting to hear what is widely known about our kind again. But do you remember when you first kind of brought me back here and we were going through quite a few operations?
I do.
And how we were working on some wires and it sparked some memory?
Yes, I remember.
Well, apparently the microchip I found contains some of those.
Interesting. Well, that's not very common, although it is common for people to keep information on a variety of USB thumb drives and other microchips. But the way it was hidden is very unusual.
So was the content. It's like my creator from what I was told from this, is that there are both locked away memories and recordings from him.
Oh?
Yeah, it's like... It's all a bit of a scramble, but apparently there are just some things that had to have been hidden.
Hmm.
Do people usually hide things in USB devices?
Occasionally. Usually there's some sort of protections in place. It is used to carry information, sometimes easily hidden in different spots. But I've never heard of it being hidden inside someone before.
It is quite an intriguing way to do things. Do you know if any of these might have been found when I was being worked on and dug up?
I'll look. I have a little box with everything. There's a drawer just for you. You're welcome to look.
I would like that, yeah. I just want to make sure that there are things that aren't being missed.
Yeah, absolutely. Right this way. And she leads you to the other side of the research lab, to another desk, and there's a series of drawers. In the top drawer, she opens it, and you mostly see wires and bolts, different pieces, but you don't necessarily find any chips.
Is there a similar matching bolt to the one that Cludd took out earlier?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, I'm good at these. 13 plus 8 is 21.
There are several along Cludd's body.
Cludd would like to tap around, kind of doing the thing of eeny, meeny, miny, mo,
Okay.
and pick a random bolt.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a
Oh.
d6 for me, please.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. I got a 5.
Okay.
I forgot what that does.
You find, as you unscrew this bolt, another microchip. But as you examine it, it appears scratched in some way.
I'd we'll just double check it. Would she be able to see if there was another GB initial looking in the same place as the last one?
With your 2 recent checks, yes, you were able to find the initial as well.
Well, it certainly looks authentic. And she'll just kind of hold it in front of the professor.
It does look like the other one, although a little bit worse for wear.
Do you think it would still work with your adapter?
If it fits. It's a little scratched here, so I don't know if it'll read anything. It's something I may have to work on in order to make it function.
Well, that's okay. We could maybe try without first, and then if it doesn't work, we can put it in a box and get to it at some point when we have the time.
All right, sounds good. Would you like to do the honors?
Yes, please. And Cludd will kind of switch out the chip from the adapter with the scratched up one.
All right, as you put this one in, you feel it kind of go in, but it doesn't fully click. And you kind of push and you make it go far in enough where you get an error reading instead of a video.
Cludd kind of pouts, although it doesn't really show up well on the monitor. But Cludd will kind of shake her head and just take it out gently to make sure not to damage it anymore.
All right.
No,
Well, that's a bummer.
it is. But on the bright side, unlocking more information about myself.
That's always
And
good.
Yeah. You wouldn't mind if I take an extra bolt from the drawer, do you? I seem
Oh,
to
no,
have,
sure.
seem
By
to
all
have
means.
lost one.
Huh. Well, hopefully not in a bad way.
No, I seem to be functioning alright. I just want to make sure I'm whole enough.
Okay, sounds good. That drawer's actually yours, so anything you need to put in there. This desk too used to belong to another researcher who's now gone, now that I found out what they've been doing. Grad students. Anyways, this is now your desk. Yeah, you see that there's this one grad student. Do you remember Leaf?
The little guy?
Yeah, with the profanity filter problem.
Oh, yeah. They
We
were
had we
quite something.
Yes, we had a grad student who was supposedly working on that, but they weren't, and they made sure that it stayed broken because it was funny. They're no
Oh,
longer working with us. However, I fixed the problem, and now Leaf has full range and ability to use or not use, whichever words they choose.
that's good. I hope you weren't too harsh on the student, though.
They know the rules. They broke a moral code.
That's true.
They're still grad student, just not working in my research lab. They broke a layer of trust, and that's not something I can get back.
I'd say you did the right thing.
Wasn't very easy. I don't like to be the bad guy, but if I am honest, he wasn't very good at following directions anyways. So
It's a
perhaps
shame.
everything was for the best. On the bright side, this is your desk now.
I'll be sure to use it, especially if I'm doing any modifications on myself.
All right.
Cludd will
Okay.
take a bolt from the drawer just to repair kind of the bolt that they lost during their oath, while also placing the adapter with the slightly scuffed chip and the other chip in the drawer and just closing it gently.
Okay. Well, if you need anything else, let me know. But I really gotta get back to my paper.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sorry for taking up your time, but
Oh, no
it really
worries.
means a lot to me.
It's mostly well, I wanted to submit the paper for review before trying to get it published. I wanted to send it over to one of my colleagues while they still have time to read it.
That sounds like a really good idea. Nothing can. It can't hurt.
All right, Cludd. Well, good luck with your microchip adventure. And I will work on that one if you'll allow me to when I have time.
Of course. My things are your things.
Likewise.
Thank you, Professor.
All right. Well, good night, Cludd.
Good night to you too. Don't stay up too late if you
I'll
can
try
help it.
not to. And that's where we're going to end tonight's mini session.
I love the Professor.
All right. Final thoughts, closing remarks.
Can Professor Eyja officially adopt Cludd?
Well, technically, I think for adoption, there are some, like, age requirements, which I don't think Cludd fulfills.
What do you mean? Cludd's only a couple 1,000 and a bit years old. It's fine.
I think if it was officially possible, she might.
I love their dynamics so much.
She, like, wants to be helpful, but, like, she doesn't want to push Cludd, you know?
Oh yeah. Which, as much as Cludd may not realize it at the moment, that boundary is definitely helping her kind of foster.
All right, well, thank you so much for working and spending this evening with me. I'm really
It's a
glad
pleasure.
we're able to kind of unpack a little bit about Cludd's history, especially
Yeah.
modern time-wise as well. And I'm very much looking forward to the next session.
Oh, for real. It's gonna be good.
All right, until next time.
Until next time.